Well, hello, hello, hello. We saved the best for last. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a Skype for Business to Teams upgrade session. How's everybody doing? You made it through the day. Woo. All right, so my name is Debbie Arbini, and I sit in the Teams engineering group, and I'm here with my colleague.
My name is Laszlo Shomi, with my colleague Debbie.
Yeah, so we're going to take you through planning and implementing a successful upgrade from Skype to Teams. This session is really designed to give you a good foundational framework as you get started on your journey. A quick show of hands, how many people in the room have already started making their transition over? Ooh, oh my gosh, lots of you. All right. Well, hopefully everything we shared today, you're going to be like, I've done that. I know how to do that, been there. But just in case, we're going to give you some examples. I thought you said you fixed it.
I did.
There we go. All right. So this is the second in a series of 3 workshops or sessions that we're doing at Ignite. We did one a little bit earlier, which kind of just introduced you to the concepts of upgrading from Skype to Teams. We are here today in this one taking you through the end-to-end framework. And then Laszlo is doing another session on Thursday, which really talks more in detail about the coexistence options. And basically by that we mean, how do you use Skype for Business and Teams together as you navigate your journey? We are also doing some group workshops. So if you have some questions, either from the technical side or user readiness side, you can come and join us. We are in the Rosen Plaza. We'll be there the rest of today and tomorrow delivering workshops. So stop by, ask us your questions, sit through a workshop, and get some more information. And then we have some Skype to Teams upgrade labs as well going on throughout the week. I have to stand back here. All right, so again, today we're really going to give you a good foundational start in getting a framework in place to get you from Skype for Business to Teams. My role is really focused around user adoption and user readiness. Laszlo's more on the technical side, so we complement each other really well. So we'll get you started. And really, we want your takeaways from this session to really be focused and know that you have to have both pieces working in parallel, working together as you navigate your journey. We also want to let you know that we're here to support you. So we have lots of online resources, guidance, documentation, downloadable resources that you can leverage as you go through your Skype to Teams upgrade. It's a little bit slow. So what are some of the key points that we want to start with? And it's super exciting for me because I've done this type of session at Ignite for many years. Been with Microsoft for over 17 years, and it's always been in the user adoption change management space. And normally when I present in a large group like this, I hear, well, it's a technical migration, right? We just flip the switch and people will figure it out. And I'm finally starting to hear people say, this is more than a technical migration. Like, this is about people, right? This is the people change side of things. So it's super exciting to me to finally hear that shift and that customers are interested in what to do from a technical standpoint. And one of the things we need to realize is that unlike, let's say, your operating system, right? Let's say you upgrade to Windows 10. No one is going to go find another operating system to use, right? No one is going to go find another corporate email solution to use. But when it comes to technology like Skype and like Teams, there's dozens and dozens of other collaboration and communication technologies on the market that are chomping at your door and your user's door to get them to pick me instead. So it's really a user's choice, right? I mean, shadow IT is real. We all know it exists in our organizations. So we really want to create the desire for users to want to go to Teams. Because honestly, the reality is that you can turn off Skype for Business. You cannot force users to go to Teams. If they want to use another product that is not as secure and doesn't require admin rights, they're going to go find another tool. So we really want to focus on how do we drive the people behavior as well as the technical side of things. And we understand the really cool thing about this upgrade is, unlike upgrades in the past, and pretty much almost any technology, you're either on one or the other, right? You're on Windows 7 or you're on Windows 10, right? You're on-prem, you're on Office 365. You can have both Skype and Teams running together, which is actually It's exciting and daunting at the same time, because then you're like, well, which features do I enable and how do I make this work? And so that's what we're here to do, is give you some of those insights in how can you navigate users on that journey. Because if you have that solid foundation in place, if you have the framework and you follow through, you're going to be able to prepare both before, navigate your journey during, and then really optimize after, and be able to keep that train running. Because also, unlike a lot of technologies in the past, where maybe you rolled it out and then, great, let's come back in 3 years and make some changes. Teams is going to continue to innovate, right? We're continuing to build it out, like connecting with other applications and other products. So you really want to make sure you're staying on top of that. Your upgrade is kind of the beginning, right, of your team's journey. So we really want to make sure that you're set up for success for the long run. So where do you begin? First and foremost, I encourage you, and I'm going to take a little poll here. How many of you in the room, if you're accountable for part of your team's journey, you're part of the project team, who has set up a team to actually manage their upgrade project? Oh, I see a couple of hands. Yeah, but if you haven't done it, so yeah, I'd say about a third of the room went up, which is awesome. If you haven't, why not use Teams to drive your upgrade to Teams? Right, so create a team. This is just an example. It doesn't have to be complicated, right? So you can have a project management channel, right? Store your project plan. We actually have an upgrade workbook that guides you through all of the steps that you want to consider. Store that there. So really track your upgrade progress. So your C-level folks, your stakeholders can come and they can see what's happening as far as progress goes. Have a technical readiness channel where all of your IT and technical folks are tracking where they are in getting the network ready and the results of the network assessment and things like that. And then a user readiness channel. So have your awareness team and your training team be posting your email templates or posters or training schedule and things like that. It helps them all manage their own work streams while keeping each other aligned. So just as an example. And then as far as creating that foundation, there we go. Laszlo is now my clicker.
I'm here for technical support.
I'm just going to do this for the next hour. This is our upgrade framework. And if you're familiar with change management, it's not rocket science, right? And we're going to go kind of do a double click into most of these today. But just to orient you to what we're doing here, right? Step one, gather the people. Right? These are your project team, your stakeholders, your business sponsors. Like, who has a stake in the game when it comes to upgrade success? The second step, super important, and I would say it's probably one of the most overlooked steps, is the project definition step or phase. This is where you sit down and define what it is you're doing. Like, what is the scope? What are the goals? What is our timeline? What are the risks? It's where you're putting the logistics in place. Right? Just like if you go to build a house, you're not just going to show up on site and start putting the house together, right? You have a blueprint. This is that blueprint. And it's really important because for as long as I've been doing this, I think one of the biggest gaps that I see is the technical teams and the user readiness teams not talking to one another. And what happens is that the IT department starts lighting up the client and pushing out features and functions before the user readiness team has a chance to communicate and train users. And then users get confused and they call the help desk because they don't know what's happening, and the help desk isn't ready. So it just leads to a lot of user confusion and user frustration. And what do? They turn it off and they go find something else to use. And then I've seen the flip where the marketing or readiness team starts communicating to users and getting everyone trained and everyone gets really excited about it. And the technical team comes back and says, yeah, we're not going to be ready for another 60 days, right? And then momentum is lost. So the project definition phase really helps keep everyone in alignment. And then what happens is your technical and user readiness teams branch off, and you start pulling the pieces together. This is another area where I see customers differ a lot. Often I see them waiting all the way until the end of the project to start communicating and start thinking about user adoption and user readiness. I think they happen in parallel. So while the technical team is doing any readiness assessments and prereqs and making sure everything is lit up in what I say kind of behind the curtain, your user readiness team is focusing on the users, the people, making them aware of what's happening. Because if you don't, people are going to hear rumors. They're going to start forming their own opinions about what's changing, what's going on, and it can't be good if they're not telling us and it's a secret. And we all know that, how that kind of gets out of control really quickly. So make sure they're happening in parallel, that you're starting to communicate to users, you're starting to build that plan. And then the teams come back together and you enter your deployment phase. This is kind of the crawl, walk, run, right? So it's a pilot, and then maybe a coexistence, and then fully upgrading. And a pilot is not just about validating the technical pieces, it's about validating use cases, it's about validating your help desk is ready to take calls. I always build out a pilot plan where I pre-plant questions and I say, call the help desk and ask them this question. Make sure they know how to answer it. Because the pilot's about doing a full validation, right? And then you enter coexistence and then ultimately upgrade. And then after the upgrade is the operational phase, where you want to make sure the momentum stays and keeps going. So we're gonna go a little bit deeper into most of these. Click. Right, so the first one, and of course I have builds in this, which makes you even more busy.
Fine.
Yeah. So the first step in the project framework was getting together your stakeholders. So who should that be? Right? And I see it as almost a couple of layers. Right? Obviously, it's your C-level, right? Your CIO, your CEO, your CTO. But it's also your, I would say, middle management, right? Because they can really help evangelize and drive the momentum within their own work group. One great group to target is going to look at your Skype for Business usage and seeing if there are common groups in your organization that are heavy users of Skype for Business. So if let's say your sales team uses Skype for Business all the time, great. Get your sales VPs or regional VPs on board as a business sponsor, because they can help drive that momentum and lead by example. So having the right coalition of sponsors really helps hold accountability, but also helps drive momentum. And then you want to have your project team. So your project team, those are the people doing the day-to-day work. Right, your project team are really the folks that are on the IT side or technical side, they're on the user readiness side, making sure everything is ready to go. So people that are kind of working behind the scenes, making sure everything is ready for the upgrade. And then to bring it all together, I always recommend having a project lead. Click. So your project lead is not someone who sits in, that has accountability in the technical side or the user readiness side. It's someone who's really able to manage both sides of it. They usually report up to the stakeholders and sponsors, and then report down to make sure the project team is staying on track and managing risks and things like that. So this kind of outlines your project team. We actually have some resources I'll share with you at the end where we break down a lot of different roles just for you to help consider who to bring onto your project team and project sponsors. So that's step one. And then we enter the second phase, which would be the project definition phase. So the project definition phase, as I mentioned, is really about defining those logistics, right? Creating that blueprint. And you always want to start with the scope. This is super, super important. I like to talk about a vision and a scope. I see vision as kind of your big picture, and then the scope is, what are you doing right now? Because the other piece I see a disconnect is your user readiness team will start writing communications, and they'll say, hey, guess what? In 30 days, you're all going to have access to Teams, and you'll be able to chat and meet and call and do all the stuff, so go get training. And your technical team comes back and says, yeah, that's not going to happen. Like, we're only doing a pilot, and we're only turning on Teams and channels. Right? So the scope is super important. The scope should outline, are you in a pilot? Are you full rollout? What are you enabling? What features and functions? Because it's going to help inform your technical work stream. What do they need to validate? Right? If you're only turning on Teams and channels, right? Well, they don't need to validate voice functionality, right? So what are the components within the scope? And then it's going to also help inform your user readiness team. What do they need to inform users about and drive excitement about and train users on? So the scope is really important. Goals. I always recommend having a mix of kind of technical and user readiness goals, qualitative, quantitative. right? The usage data is important just as user satisfaction. So make sure you have a mix of those. And make sure you're establishing a baseline where it makes sense. So I have customers that, as an example, they want to make sure that they're not inundating their help desk with calls because of this upgrade. And so they said, well, I don't want to see help desk calls go up more than 5%. Great, I love that goal. I said, what are your help desk calls today? And they looked at me and they said, well, I don't know. We don't have a way to measure it. Well, then how do you know if they've gone up more than 5%? Right? So make sure, establish a baseline. And if you can't establish a baseline for one of those types of goals, it shouldn't be a goal. A great goal where there's a baseline is whatever usage you have today in Skype for Business, because you can go into your portal and see what that is, you want to see equal to or greater than usage once you move to Teams. Great goal, because you can measure that, right? But go and establish a baseline. So taking a look at your goals, your timeline, right? Again, this keeps everyone in sync. When do you have to have communications written? When does your network assessment have to be done? When does the client have to be enabled? Really start outlining that to keep all the teams informed. Risk and mitigation, what are you going to do if you don't meet those goals? Right? So make sure those teams are knowing, because you're C-level, right? Your CEO is going to come to you and say, hey, how are we doing? And if you say, well, usage isn't quite there as what we expected, what are you doing about it? Because the reality is, as I said before, you can turn off Teams, turn off Teams. Don't turn off Teams. You can turn off Skype for Business, right? But you can't force them to Teams. So what do you do if you're like, whoa, we turned it off and nobody's Teams usage isn't where we want it to be, right? So we have some resources that we can point you to that kind of help figure that out. And then lastly, you want to identify your upgrade approach, right? And by that we mean you're on Skype today, Skype for Business today, over here you're on Teams. What's your path? How are you going to get there, right? Because you can do islands mode, you can have them side by side, coexisting, they're interrupt. There's lots of different ways and that path. So I'm actually going to turn it over to Laszlo, who's going to take you through the various upgrade approaches.
All right, let's see if we can get the clicker working. User error.
It works for you. User error. I need training on how to use the little clicker. Apparently.
All right, so let's focus on all the paths to team. First, a little recap about what are the choices, and then I'm going to walk you through both for online and on-premises for what the default path looks like. Think of it, who is aware of what are the paths to Teams? Let's start with a quick hand. So the two paths, okay, we're gonna talk about those, excellent. So a little review here. In all cases, as we discuss moving to Teams, we have a starting point. The starting point can be Skype for Business Online, Skype for Business On-Prem, or you are in a hybrid scenario where users are online and you use the on-premises server architecture for voice. The end state in all of these cases, what we discuss, is everybody in the organization using Microsoft Teams only. Skype for Business goes away, both on-premises or online. Unless I call out specifically, it applies to both Skype for Business on-premises and online. Driving adoption, as Debbie talked about it, you will see it's really easy to update a user to Teams. Apply a few policies, Skype for Business goes into this meeting-only experience, and the user is forced to use Teams. All routing magically happen, PSTN, federation, all works for that user. However, if they're not ready for this change, you will not be successful. And key considerations to pick which path you're gonna take. First and foremost, you have to decide that overlapping feature capability is acceptable for your organization or not. You could do a gradual migration to Teams, introducing collaborative features, then meetings, then chat and call moves together. It always moves together. Now, this decision is probably the biggest one you make. If you don't do anything, just assign the license to the user, you get the default experience, which is full side-by-side capabilities. But Skype for Business and Teams do not talk to each other in that scenario. Second decision you have to make is to move the users all at once. Let it be from Skype for Business to Teams for all UC functionality, or you do it in cohorts. And that will dictate your coexistence experiences. If you have some users who are using Teams only, while you have other users who use both Skype for Business and Teams, choosing one path, or using Skype for Business only for UC capabilities in another path. Those are interop experiences. And you have to understand what those experiences are, and you have to make sure your organization is ready for those experiences. What I am referring to here, make sure your Skype for Business client is updated to get the full experience. Yellow bar, notification, that sort of items. And then you have a velocity to decide on how long your tail end of the users are, long pole items when they get to Teams. What that experience is going to be at the very end. They might be in a coexistence scenario for a very long time. All right, the takeaway slide here about the two experiences is highlighted, the team side by side with SFB chat, meetings and calling. If you don't do anything, just assign the license to the user, that's the experience they're going to have. This is also our recommended path. Yes, the other path is available for you, both on premises and online, but we want to lead with this scenario. This gives the user the fullest experience in Teams from day one. It's very intra-tenant focused, but it's a full experience with all capabilities. And it ensures a really quick migration and cutover. So for all online scenarios, this is what we recommend customers take. For on-premises, and there are very good reasons why you cannot take this path, there is the second path, team side by side with selected feature sets. So for example, you have a long voice contract, you cannot move voice to Teams. You have third-party integration point, contact center, any custom developed application, you cannot move to Teams yet. Those are very good reasons why you want to keep voice services on premises. With that decision, chat also stays on premises or online for those users. All right, so let's walk through this, what this side-by-side with overlapping capabilities path look like. You introduce Teams side-by-side for the user with all its capabilities. The two applications have nothing to do with each other. We will talk about feature sets in a second. Then you drive your adoption program, and when your users are ready, only when your users are ready, you upgrade the users to Team. Let it be one cohort at a time or all users at once. In this scenario, if you drive your adoption program, you could update users to a Teams-only experience without triggering coexistence experiences. Okay? And you do that by users who are in this side-by-side with overlapping capabilities mode, prefer to start using Teams. Then when their peers move to a Teams-only experience, it's a native Teams conversation, always. All right, let's focus on features a little bit. For chat and calling, what happens in Skype for Business? It remains in Skype for Business. For peer-to-peer experiences, it's available. You can initiate calls from either client. You can have an intra-tenant conversation, voice over IP, calling features, chat features, all available. Presence, however, is separate. So Skype for Business reports present to Skype for Business, and Teams reports present to Teams. Federated chat and calls always land in Skype for Business in this scenario. So as I mentioned, Teams is intra-tenant focused. It's within your organization. Yes, you will be able to schedule meetings externally to your organization using Teams. But chat and calling features-wise, it's very much intra-tenant focused and voice over IP focused. Teams meetings or Skype for Business meetings are available in Outlook, so users can schedule both products, meetings in both products. Or they can schedule full meetings, channel meetings, for example. They can schedule it from the Teams client in this scenario. So considerations. Chat and calling will be available in both Skype for Business and Teams. This is the first and foremost users have to understand. If you go down this path, users will have to run both clients at the same time because there are overlapping capabilities. Chat always lands in the product I initiated from. If I prefer to use Skype for Business, we will have a Skype for Business conversation. If I initiate my chat in my new Teams Shiny client, it will be a Teams conversation. You're not running Teams, you will get a missed notification in email in an hour time. That's by default, users can adjust it. Meaning scheduling and joining are available in both products. We put in a lot of emphasis, so single-click join always works. There is no interoperability for meetings. It's always a native experience. You schedule the Teams meeting, everybody will have a Teams meeting experience, regardless where they single-click join to that meeting. Moving users all at once or in cohorts, pros and cons is either way. The preferred way is to all users have the same experience within the organization. This week, we're running a lot of upgrade workshop. We will have some links to the end of it in smaller forums, roundtable discussions, and a lot of customers are really thinking of, I want all my users to have the same experience because I am a really skinny IT or even outsourced IT. I don't have the capability to run cohorts at the time throughout the organization and manage all that complexity. Yes, pros and cons, but in large organization, it may be not possible. Therefore, you must do cohorts based on a geographic location, based on a project, based on whatever variation you may have for your organization. And you can move slower. However, again, the key is to still drive your adoption change management process here. Additional considerations, we talked about chat and calls from federated customer will be received in Skype for Business until the user is moved to a Teams-only experience. It's very important to note you will have to use for all external communications your Skype for Business client. Phone system capabilities, and it applies whichever path you take, only lights up in Teams once the user is in full Teams-only experience. What does it mean? It means for PSTN capabilities, getting the dial pad in the Teams client, the user must have a Teams-only experience. Yes, if it's allowed, they can do voice over IP communication between each other back and forth, no problem there. It's an escalation from a chat, for example, but to dial an external number will only be available when the user is in full Teams only. HID devices and meeting room devices you have to pay attention to, especially for voice scenarios. We're not going to cover that too much here. It is something just to consider you follow up on. So considerations for Skype for Business online organizations. Unless you are a pure online organizations, which most of the folks who coming to Ignite have an on-premises Active Directory architecture, you have to sync that to Office 365. It's a not strict Teams requirements, but an Office 365 requirement. Who knows what MSRTCP SIP attributes are, by show of hand, or what they are used for? Okay. So I guess it's worth to talk about a few sentences of why it is needed. Think of it this way. Skype for Business doesn't know absolutely anything about Teams. It only knows about other Skype for Business pools, users within the organization or externally. When you move a user to Teams, or the first thing you do, you assign that license to the user. Teams will look at, is this user an existing Skype for Business user or not? And it determines that by looking at the MSRTCP SIP attributes. If the user is not a Skype for Business user, it will create a Skype for Business shadow account for that user in Skype for Business Online. And that shadow account, through a gateway, is used between online and on-premises conversations. So the questions I get at this point usually, so can I have on-premises users using Teams and still have this collaborative experience? The answer is yes, absolutely. It will work. You have to make sure that your MSRTCP SIP attributes were moved online or synced online, and when you assign the license, Teams will know about where that user's Skype for Business account is actually located. All right, you need to assign some licenses. All the e-licenses, including Teams. In addition to what you need to assign is phone system licenses if you use Microsoft Calling Plan. Meet the prerequisites. So strictly speaking, 2 subnets and 4 ports to connect to Office 365 for Teams. You still need connectivity to Exchange, SharePoint, OneDrive for Business, those items not discounted. But strictly speaking, Teams is 2 subnets and 4 ports. We get a lot of feedback from customers who were concerned about hundreds of IP addresses and ports, 65,000 port range, those sort of items in the Skype for Business world. We narrowed it down to these 2 requirements. Follow Microsoft networking best practices. I put this as a prerequisite or something you think about, especially if you're coming from on-premises. You're taking advantage of the cloud architecture. Users and clients, wherever I am located, program to connect to the closest Microsoft access points and traverse the Microsoft fiber network to connect to a meeting. So for that advantage, looking at the split tunnel VPN, if you use VPNs in your organization, if you have a distributed network, follow the recommendations for local breakouts when the media starts flowing. We have documents around that. Make sure you adhere to them. Don't just blindly enable Teams for that. So considerations for on-premises organizations. The first 4 items essentially are the same. The difference is that when you enable a user to online, they cannot be Teams only as long as their Skype for Business account is homed on premises. That MSRTCP attribute I talk about and the gateway in the cloud only works when the Skype for Business account is online. So in order for Teams to talk to another on-premises user for that question of, can I have on-premises user use Teams? The answer is yes. When they are Teams only, their Skype for Business account also must be online for all those interrupt scenarios to work. And migration. So when I'm coming from on-premises, I will need to move that user online, as I talked about. How you do it is you do it in a 1-step process or a 2-step process, depending on what server architecture you have on premises. In either cases, the process is exactly the same. The how you execute that is different. The process is you move the user to Skype for Business online, and then you move them to a Teams-only experience. With Skype for Business Server 2019 or 2015 with CU 8 or above, you can do that in 1 step. With lower levels of servers, with 2013 server, for example, you could deploy Skype for Business Server 2015 workstation with administrative tools to take advantage of the single-step move. I will provide some guidance of what happens when you do this manually, users at the time. All right. So we got the basics now, we got considerations. Now let's walk through what a migration looks like for an online user with or without Microsoft Calling Plan. And then we're gonna walk through what it looks like for on-premises users. I'm still on time, right?
Yeah.
All right. So first and foremost, the starting point is a user is pure online or Azure AD synced for that MSRTCP SIP attribute business and authentication, of course. In this scenario, no deployment of Skype for Business on premises for the users. And it's important because if you assign a Teams-only policy for the users, they will not be able to sign into Skype for Business anymore for chat and calling purposes. Then you do enablement. So you assign the appropriate licenses to the users, and then you deploy the clients to all the users who are in that cohort or for the whole organization. Then you give users a notice of, hey, Teams is available for you. And you do that by modifying a notification policy in Office 365 in the Teams tenant admin, or with a one-line PowerShell, you assign them islands mode with notify. That will give them notifications in Teams or Skype for Business client that Teams is available for them to use. Again, I come back to it. In all these experiences and notifications for the Skype for Business client to pop up, you have to have the latest Skype for Business client available in your Office update channel, okay? Make sure you deploy that, what's available to you. And then, when you're ready to upgrade your users, organization-wide, you apply the Teams-only policy. Or you do it from PowerShell. If you do it cohorts at the time, you use the bottom PowerShell line here, grant CS team upgrade policy with the policy name and identity user. Okay, so users get updated. No voice services lacks in this scenario. We have Microsoft calling plans, everything keep working. No meetings meetings get migrated, of course, when you move the user and you use that bottom PowerShell command from Skype for Business coordinates to Teams coordinates. All right, so with Cloud Connector Edition, a little complication. We have on-premises voice architecture using Cloud Connector Edition or CCE. How many of the folks here in the room have CCE devices in their organizations? All right? So there are some choices to make there. And the one choice you have to make there is, are you going to migrate to Microsoft Calling Plan if you are in one of those 12 countries where we support Microsoft Calling Plans? Or you need to deploy direct routing. Direct routing, we have some sessions later on the week. Two flavors of it. One is you host the session border controller architecture and the PSTN termination point on premises in your organization, or you work with your telephony provider to they directly connect to us, and they manage the SBC architecture for you. So aside from that decision, the rest is exactly the same. You assign the license, you deploy the client, you notify the users, and when you're ready to upgrade, you have an extra step. When you move the user to a Teams-only experience, you either need to port that number at the same time, or using your direct routing, make sure the number is assigned to the trunk coming to Teams for inbound and outbound call routing. That handles the call routing, assigning the policy, triggers the client to show the dial pad. All right, so let's get a little more complicated here. And we're going to do this same process from on-premises. Prerequisites. Azure AD is synchronized, MSRTCP SIP attributes we talked about. You have hybrid split domain in place. In order to do that, there is some distinction we have to be clear on, what version you have on premises and what services you use. We have some upgrade sessions. I dive into a little bit further into the Link Server 2013 architecture. We will have some links to those sessions at the end. And then I talk about those in those contexts is, for this purpose of this conversation, hybrid split domain in place. Let's assume that. Users are in any of the coexistent mode except Teams only. Since we're going with the default here, we're just going to leave them in islands mode. But this is, you could use this approach with other methods as well. And users is enabled on premises with a DID number. No change what you do online for enablement. You assign the license with the appropriate phone system licenses for the user. Then you provision the user as a hybrid user. When the license is assigned, you will see if you do a get CS online user, you will look at the interpreted user type, what is the beginning, and when the provisioning finished, it will show hybrid on-prem SFB user. That's how you know provision is completed, and Teams knows about that SFB user. Then you do some verifications. You're going to make sure the enterprise voice policy is enabled. You're going to make sure hosted voicemail is enabled. There may be no change from the current setup for the online user, but just in case, this is how you verify it. Interpreted user type and voice model, what you look for there. You have to create some CS online voice routing policies, and you do this from the PowerShell to replicate what you had on-premises environment to online. And then you have to grant those PowerShell policies for those users. You can verify the policy assignment again with get CS online user. And you can and should do this way ahead of time. There is no user impact at this time to do this for the users. You set them up, licenses assigned, voice policies configured, the user is ready to go. When they get the dial pad in their Teams client, they can actually use this. Now let's move forward a little bit. Redirect direct routing from the SBC point of view. When you do that, incoming calls from the SBC will go through the trunk to go to Teams instead of the mediation server on premises. Let it be CCE or server architecture. There is no difference here. And this is the first time user will notice something works differently. And at the same time, you need to move the user from on-premises. One-step move, two-step move, no changes there. User gets online from Skype for Business Online, then they get switched to a policy which moves them to a Teams-only experience. And you can verify this on the Teams client that the policy gets assigned by looking at the Teams logs. Control-Alt-Shift-1 creates you the logs in your download directory. Look at those and look for is SFB cloud equals true. That means the user has been provisioned, Teams knows about it, and you will have the dial pad for the user. That's how you know they are in a Teams-only policy, the easiest. And I will hand it back to Debbie.
Awesome. Thanks, Laszlo.
Let's see if you can get it working.
Apparently, I need training on how to use a little clicker. OK, so in alignment with all of the technical kind of enablement, coexistence, and the user experience, you want to then think about the people side. Like, how is all of these bells and whistles and features and functions that you're enabling, how is that going to impact the person, the user, actually using the technology? So there's just 4 steps, super simple, that I want to walk through about how to design a user readiness strategy. So the first one, think about the value for your end user. I actually had a customer recently who asked me to review their communications before they went out. And the first part of their communication said, hey, we're moving to Teams because it'll help increase your productivity. And I was like, what end user wants to hear that you don't think they're being productive enough? Right? So that's a great value prop for the C-level person. Right? They said, hey, we're going to save money by getting rid of all of these other technologies. And I said, oh, you mean the technologies that they know and love and use every single day? Like you're telling them you're ripping out their productivity the way it's known today. So it's really about thinking, how is this going to impact the user? Right? And think about what an end user cares about. Right? Anyone, even all of you, what do you care about? You care about being able to get your job done because when annual review time comes around, you want to be able to show that, hey, look at everything I accomplished and more, right? So they want to be more efficient, more effective. They want to work more simply, work easily, save time, right? So think about really what it means for the end user, because that value prop is very different. I have other customers who say, I talk to IT folks a lot, and they said, well, we care about security. And I said, well, think about this. You just said that shadow IT exists in your organization. Do you really think your end user cares a lot about security? Like, they're bringing their own tools, right? So again, that's important for your C-level folks. It's important for your IT folks. And I think it's important to some degree for your end users. Like, they don't want to be the one that, brings, a virus into your network. But that's not where their priorities are. So think about when you're writing your value messaging, what's really in it for the end user? Why should they choose Teams over another product that's out there? And then this question, I love going through this one. It's really understanding the user's kind of propensity to change. So a couple of things to consider here. First is how much other change is happening. So the customers I've talked to, it's rarely just about Teams. Right? They're like, oh, we're upgrading to Windows 10 and Office 365, and we're going to Teams. Oh, and by the way, we're also merging with another company or moving to an open office environment. And I'm like, you're the same customer who just said your organization pushes back on change, and yet you're introducing 10 different things that are changing at the same time. So I get that you can't push off all of these things, right? It's just not realistic. You have to keep moving and innovating. So what I had a customer do recently, and I love this idea. I've had customers over the years that have done very similar tactics, is instead of focusing on the technology that was changing, they created this theme, right, kind of the vision, going back to the vision and scope that we talked about earlier. And their vision was Innovate 2020. And they said, by the year 2020, we want to be the best in breed in our industry. We want to gain brand recognition. We want to increase our revenue. We want our stock prices to go up. Because, hey, everyone, you're all shareholders. We win, you win. We're all in this together. and if we don't keep up with everyone else, our organization's going away. We're not going to be here. But they said, we can't succeed without every single one of you, like in this room and in this company. And they said, it takes teamwork, and every single person plays a critical role. And they said, so we either all have to be in and do this together, or we're not going to be successful. And of course, nobody wanted to raise their hand and push back and be that laggard that didn't want to change. So everyone was like, yeah, count me in. And then they said, great, in order for us to get there, we have to make these steps along the way. We have to reorganize the way we work and transform how we get business done. But by then, people are like, great, I see the long-term vision. I see the bigger picture. And now it's like almost every month they're rolling out a new piece of technology, and it's not really that big of a deal because people bought into the bigger vision versus just telling users change on top of change on top of change. So when you think about the user's propensity to change, kind of think about that. Do you have laggards, early adopters? Do you have this vision? All of those things can help kind of get users over that hump. And then really use that information, the value prop, their vision, your theme, or whatever you come up with, to really inform your awareness training and support strategy. So as an example, if your organization is made up of a lot of early adopters, you probably don't need to do a lot of value selling in your organization. Right? You can probably say, email, a couple links to training, we're done. If you have a lot of laggards, you probably want to spend a lot more time doing that value selling, put up posters, digital signage, gamification, like lots of other things that you can do. So really think and be mindful and thoughtful of the types of awareness channels that you have. And then as you build your plan, make sure you're connecting back with the technical teams. Remember all those gaps I mentioned earlier? It's really important that as you're building out your plan, you're connecting back and understanding the technical journey, your timelines, and things like that. Right? And then you go into the deployment phase, right? Remember that framework, the deployment phase. And that's really about that crawl, walk, run, or in this case, kind of pilot, deploy or coexist, and then upgrade. Right? So this is where you want to start testing the waters, rolling this out to more people, and keeping the momentum going. The more you can ground users and teams first, the easier your upgrade is going to be. That being said, my recommendation is that once you start moving users into teams only, don't stop. Because then you start having users in all these different modes, and then you're saying, hey, my Skype user can no longer communicate with someone in Teams because now they're in Teams only. So once you get that momentum and you actually start making that shift, make sure you keep going. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to bring someone on stage that's going to help us kind of talk through how they manage the change. So we'll go through that in just a minute. And then lastly, so I mentioned your operational plan, right? That was the last step of the framework. Four things to think about. One, measure against the goals that you set because you want to know if you were successful or not. Two, think through how are you going to make sure your users continue to have a positive experience. So chances are, if you're already on O365, you have a quality champion or someone that's monitoring the network and making sure that all of the user experiences across the different products stay healthy or green or whatever term you use. Right, so you want to add teams to that mix, right? Because you want to make sure users continue to have a good experience. Think through how can you sustain user adoption and growth, right? So how do you keep users excited, right? You can do things like user feedback surveys and newsletters and highlight new features and keep that momentum going so users have something to keep them kind of pulling down the road as they continue to use Teams. And then lastly, how do you plan for ongoing innovations, right? Teams is not going to stop developing, right? You just heard on what's today? Tuesday, Monday, yesterday, like all these new features that are coming out, right? Private channels, the ability to pop out meetings and pop out chat, right? Those are things that you want to plan for, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the maintaining user excitement, right? Because you use those new features to kind of plan. So keep an eye on the roadmap. If anyone's looked in the lower left corner of your Teams client, you click on help and there's a what's new. Those are smaller features, but they may be a big deal to users. They likely won't appear on the roadmap because they're not so big. It's kind of like name changing and things like that. You can pull that out every month, just create a blog and say, hey, look at this new stuff that launched. Little things like that can make a big difference to your average end user. And lastly, I'm not going to read through each one of these. But for all the years I've been doing this and helping customers both roll out our new technology, always in the UC space, that's where my career has kind of led me, and then upgrading between our technologies, these are just some of the success factors that year over year that these customers have done. Obviously, number 7's new, right? Grounding users in Teams first. The other 7 have carried through from live meeting days, if anyone remembers live meeting. And it's not rocket science, right? Having sponsors, technical and user readiness, peer champions. Champions, how many people in the group have a peer champions program? Ambassadors in their organization? Just a handful. I really encourage you to think about that. And we have some resources that we can share with you. Microsoft has a free program for champions to sign up. Because when you think about it, I can shut my office door and I can create spreadsheets and pivot tables for 8 hours by myself. But when I'm in a product like Skype for Business or soon to be Teams, I'm always interacting with at least one other person, right? I'm chatting with them, I'm meeting with them, I'm sharing documents, I'm collaborating. So it makes sense that peer champions can help evangelize Teams and help get a lot of your users on board. Right, so those early adopters, help desk, they can also be floor walkers during your rollouts. There's lots of other ways you can use champions, but really think about having a champions program as you launch. And just the last thing there was a few years ago, Microsoft did a study and they interviewed a bunch of customers and they said, who are your biggest influencers when it comes to rolling out new technology? Every answer came back, oh, it's executive sponsor IT admins, executive sponsor IT admins, except, I think it was still Skype for Business at the time, they said except for Skype for Business. It's the executive sponsor and it's peer champions. Again, because you're always interacting with other people. So definitely keep that in mind, and kudos to those that raised their hand and said we're already doing that. That's a great step in the right direction. But I mean, so what Laszlo and I have talked about so far is great. It's kind of, yeah, this is great, it's on paper, it's what Microsoft wants us to do. But what I'd like to do now is actually bring a customer on stage with me. Maybe, there, oh, nope. Go back. There we go. So Matthew from FedEx, I'd like to bring him on stage, and we're going to talk about what they did for their rollout. So have a seat, any seat.
Thank you all for coming. So Matthew Schwab, I'm with FedEx, and so I did those things, and it worked, and so here I am. So we're going to talk through it, and I'm going to tell you our story, and I want you guys to know it's possible, because I know what you're thinking, like, whose kid is that on stage? Well, so I was 24 and I did all this, so I know you guys are probably all older than me with more experience, so let's get into it.
Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
So maybe actually start by telling them where FedEx started. Where were you before you moved to Teams? What product were you on? So
we were on Link Server 2013 on VMs that probably more closely resembled Raspberry Pis than the documented requirements for Skype for Business. And so what happened was, if we started adopting 365, about a year and a half ago, and we started thinking, like, what are we going to do? We've been planning to go up to Skype for Business 2015 on premises, right? And so we were having some trouble getting the resources, the white space. The data center's only so big, and then Teams comes along, right? And so we're thinking, why don't we just maybe take the jump, right? And so, we went from islands mode to Teams only, just straight off the cliff. But it worked really well, and so that was really kind of what drove us, right? It was needing to upgrade. It was time. We were looking at the end of life for Windows Server 2008 R2 and SQL Server 2008 R2 as well. I think it was in July, right? And you don't want to be uncompliant with that. So, turn of the year is coming around. We're like, we should figure this out, right? And so toward the end of last year, we started beginning the network planning and all that, getting ready for Teams for the organization. But it wasn't until about February or so that we actually enabled Teams for everybody. Because we had to turn it off because we said we're some early value adopters because we weren't really sure, what scope we wanted to have, right? So I think around February 1st we enabled Teams for those E5, E3, and F1 licenses, right? And just let people do it side by side, like they said, right? Because I think one of the most important things we did was we wanted to get to the point where we wanted the users to be able to use Teams, not have to use it, right? That was the key thing. We wanted it to be like this new exciting thing, instead of, oh, by the way, that thing you're used to doing every single day with Skype, yeah, well, it's going to be different, and we're going to force you. We wanted people to be excited about it, right? So that was kind of, where we were going into.
Yeah. So I just talked on the last slide about some success factors that I've seen customers do over the years. Mm-hmm. So what were some of the factors that you think you did and implemented at FedEx that contributed to customer success or your success?
So it's a big question, right? Because when we did it, it actually went so well that I would have lost money, right? So as far as the timeline goes, I said we enabled it on February. And I think in about April, we sent an email out to all the users that had the license for it and said, hey, Teams is here, right? Here's this new thing, go use it, get excited about it, right? And we created a champions network, so we got a group of folks that are really excited about, all this new 365 stuff, and we're excited to learn. So we go out and do lunch and learns. A bunch of, folks were reaching out to me like, hey, can you come join my staff meeting and teach me how to use these tools to make my staff meetings more productive, right? And people really loved it. We started out saying, yeah, those things you did in Skype, you're still gonna be able to do, right? You're still gonna be able to do those calls, you're still able to do those meetings, the IM, but it's also more, right? Because Skype was pretty limited, right? So we got in early, we got the champions, we got people excited about it. I flew up to the ground headquarters, FedEx Ground, and gave a talk to an auditorium as well, and people, they were excited about it, right? And at the same time, we were doing our migration from SharePoint on-prem to SharePoint online. And also, we had WebEx on-prem, and we're going to WebEx in the cloud, right? So all of these things that people were using for conferencing and, collaboration, they were all beginning to change very quickly for people, right? And I've been at FedEx, about as long as I've been out of college, so about 3.5 years, right? So I can't speak to the past 10 years of how people do things, but a lot of people, they really love the things that they do and being able to do it every day, right? They don't want the numbers to change. They want the process to be the same, right? So we thought this would be a pretty big challenge, and it was. And we were afraid that people would just say, no, we don't want to, like she said, if there's something they don't want to do, they're going to do something else, right? We had people that were using Slack, right, without us even knowing, right? They just said, oh, here's this product, let's go use it, even though it's not the standard, right? And so we got these people excited early. We got our network readiness. With FedEx, we got people around the globe, right? So we've got locations with networks that are awesome and networks that I can't believe even still exist on hardware I'm too young to even know about, right? And so there was a lot of questions like, what tools do we give to who, right? Do we have conferencing with these people? Which people get conferencing? Are there considerations for regulatory concerns for different regions of the world? It was this giant worldwide puzzle that we had to solve, and it was very daunting, right? Because there weren't a lot of us. It was it was me, and it was Chris. He was in the front row, and so we were trying to solve these puzzles, right? And like you said, the biggest challenge it's the people challenge, right? Mm-hmm. The technical aspect of it, move-CS user. Okay, well that's easy, right? It's getting people to be okay with it, to adopt it, and for it to all go really well, right? I could do it all overnight. Well, kind of, right? I think physics starts to get in play there. There's some latency, and the Earth only spins so slowly, right? But what we ended up doing was, like I said, we sent out an email in April. Hey, Teams is here, right? We weren't telling people like, oh, by the way, we're going to kick you off of Skype soon. We don't want people to panic. We want people to be excited, right? And so after we sent that, we did a lot of work with a lot of users. We went out and trained some folks, shook a bunch of hands, got people excited about it. Our executive management was also, sponsoring this. We have this policy or this new idea of renewal, right? This cloud native. Get rid of all this mainframe stuff. Get things in the cloud. Be reliable. Be high availability. I'm phrasing that wrong. But so. How that was helpful was, like with FedEx, you may not know, but we actually have multiple operating companies like Ground, Express, Freight. They're like functionally different companies, right? And so if there's something that I need somebody in a different company to do to help this product work and this project work well, that's hard. Because they're like, hey, who are you to tell me that we need to do this network stuff? And I'm like, well, it's easier if you have that executive sponsorship. They're saying, work with these guys, right? And work with InfoSec, which is traditionally a bit of a challenge, right? If they're all on the same page, then that works well. And so what we did, back to my timeline, so in May we started actually migrating people. So like I said, we were in total islands, right? So we had Skype for Business on-prem, Link 2013 on-prem, and then Teams. And so what we did was we started migrating folks. We started small. We did my VP org, so a few hundred people. We started in May. We needed to be done by July, right? So you're starting to do math. You're like, oh man, this is going to be quick. Because you're thinking, we need to do 6 months for this. Well, you really don't, right? So what I did was I planned out who goes when, right? That was one of the biggest challenges I had was like, who am I going to migrate at what time to make this work, right?
Matthew, how many users are we talking about?
So we had about 90,000 users that we did in about 8 weeks. So at the fastest I did 20,000 in a weekend, multiple weekends in a row. We had one standard edition Skype for Business 2015 server, in addition to our on-premises Link 2013 farm, which I actually did the commands from. We had CU8, so I got to make it one command instead of two, which was cool. Pretty helpful there. And so.
Yep. And how did you pick? Because I get this question a lot of, like, do we start with our HQ department or do we start by user group? Like, how did you decide who went when to keep that momentum going?
So after banging my head against a wall for a while and trying to figure this out, because he was like, well, let's just what are we going to do by buildings? Or is it like we want everybody in the same building to be in the same tool? Well, we're worldwide. That's not really feasible. So I wanted it to be, who are you likely to communicate with on a daily basis, right? Because there was that interop, and you could also, so if I moved Group A, well, Group B would still be able to talk to them because they're still on Teams, but we want it to be a decent experience. We want there to be confusion, right? If I am somebody every day and then suddenly their experience is totally different, that's jarring for both of us. And so I went down the org charts and I said, who are these people that are likely to talk to each other? And that's how we ended up doing it. So first we did my VP org, like about five or so hundred, and then we went up to the greater IT area, which was a few thousand, right? And so I wanted to incrementally step it up, because another consideration we had was, I don't want to come in and I've migrated 90,000 people the weekend, and then the help desk is like, hey man, we got 85,000 calls, and that's not good. You shouldn't have done that, right? So what I ended up doing is that I did the migrations on the weekend, right? And so every Tuesday, I had a call with manager of the help desk, said, hey, how'd it go, right? Are we good for the next weekend? Were there any problems? Or was there a large influx of calls? Anything I need to know about, right? So I did my few hundred first, and I called him. He's like, it was fine. I was like, okay, that was good. Did about 1,000, right? And I called him. I said, hey, like, how'd it go? He's like, well, I think we're good. And so I did a 5,000. So I nervously called him. I was like, are we good? He's like, yeah. I was like, you sure? Yeah, we're good. And so we ended up at 20,000. And so each time, like, they were fine. We got in early. We had the Champions Network. We had a lot of communications. And the communications part was challenging because, I didn't study communications, right? Like, we had some great communications folks on our team. But solving that puzzle was hard because how do you communicate effectively? Let's send them an email. Well, there's a lot of emails that I don't see, right? And if it's the one that says, everything you're doing is about to change, that's a problem, right? So I wanted to make sure everybody had enough communications at the right time, right? And I won't go into too many details as the exact intervals, but it was a combination of those things, right? It was a combination of, we're going to send them emails. We had a SharePoint site. It was the Teams, like, here's all of our training. We did webinars. We recorded, me talking and some of my coworkers talking. And I went out and met with some folks, and it worked really well. And I think part of it was, the preparedness that went into it. Planning. Like, make sure you know what you're doing before you do it, because it can go really, really poorly. But part of it was that, when you're migrating from Skype for Business to Teams, or Link to Teams, and you sign into Skype, it says, hey, you've been migrated to Teams. Click here to open it. Yes, right? That was awesome, because otherwise, if it didn't work like that and it just failed you to sign in, rather, then someone would fail to sign in and then call the help desk, right? Every single time. So it's a combination of a bunch of things. And I think from the cultural perspective of these changes, it was like a perfect storm, right? We were doing all these changes with SharePoint, right? We're going from on-prem to online with conferencing, with WebEx. And so it was like, is overload, right? So we had to frame it like, here's this new awesome thing, right? Don't worry, you're still gonna be able to do most of the same things, right? You won't have pop-out chat yet, finally announced, but you'll still be able to IM, still be able to call and all these things. We had governance planned out early. I had to sit down and say, what do we want people to do? What do we not want them to do, right? Are we gonna do naming conventions for teams? Are we gonna say, are we gonna restrict team creation to security groups? Well, we didn't do any of those things. Actually, what we decided was we kind of have it like Wild West at first because, after 6 months or so, we've got about 28,000 teams, right? I don't want 28,000 emails asking for me to make them a team. And so we actually encouraged people to do this almost frivolously early on. We're like, go spin up a team and just play with it, right? Because I can tell you all the features in an hour or so, but if you actually go and sit down, you'll actually see all these things you can do, all these tools that you have, creating these tabs, these channels. And so, yeah, I think it just was that we got them early. We got them familiar and maybe a little bit of serendipity, because after 20,000 a weekend, I come in, and they're gonna burn me, right? Like this, but yeah, I think 8 weeks we had about 90,000 users, and now we have about 95-ish and climbing. And I think active at any one time in Skype, we only had about 80, right? So it is, like you said, you want to make sure there's more and above what you had.
So it's kind of like this, what could have been like a perfect storm. When you did a lot of changes, you had, 90-something thousand people that you moved.
Right.
You did it fast. So I know what everyone in the room is thinking. Well, what went wrong? Like everything you're talking, like, hey, here's everything that went right.
What went wrong?
So, I mean, did anything really go wrong? And what,
It's a challenging question because I hate to be like, no, we did it perfectly, right? It definitely went better than expected. I think there were some challenges around, we have 400,000 employees. Obviously, not all of them are going to get teams, right? So there was this trying to understand the different licensing types. We're going off of like title, right? So if you're a package handler, you don't need teams. But if you're an IT manager, of course you do. And so I think there was a lot of gray area there that we weren't too familiar with. Because at first we said we want everybody that has Skype to be able to have teams. That was like, when it comes to signing license, that was the baseline. Like, we need to at least be able to license these folks, right? But I think there was a little bit more beyond that, especially when it comes to SharePoint as well, that we could have done better. But I think for the most part, it was so smooth, right? So it went well.
So then what would you recommend? Because, I mean, you learned a lot, right?
Yes.
I mean, so what would you recommend to customers like everyone in the room who's kind of either just getting started or on their journey? Like, what are some things that you would recommend that they do or be aware of, or?
So to your point earlier, you want them to be able to do both at once, right? You want people to be able to do Skype. You want people to be able to do Teams. And something that I was really adamant about was I want them to be able to use Teams instead of have to use Teams, right? I didn't want the first communication about Teams to be like, this is going to replace Skype, and you have to like it or not. I didn't want it to be like that because we didn't want to scare people into using something new, right? They were already scared because of their on-prem conferencing was changing. And so you have to get people using it before they have to. Get your champions built. Get people excited about it. Go to these managers groups and go to staff meetings. Tell them how they can improve their collaboration with their staff meetings. Get your network planning figured out. Get your governance right. Don't spin up teams for 90,000 people and then say, oh, what do we not want them doing? Well, they're probably already doing it because, like Debbie said, like if there's things that people can't do with your product, they'll find something that they can do with it. So you have to know what those products are. I attended an Ignite session last year at Ignite. It was like reeling people in from Slack to Teams, and I was like, this is great because we have some folks doing this, whether it's Slack or something else. We want people using one thing, right? We want people in one direction of one mind. So I think having that executive sponsorship was incredibly helpful. We had our CIO tell all the managers, hey, do this, right? And it wasn't like do teams, it was 365, it was renewal, it was this, this kind of going forward with FedEx with a new kind of idea towards technology. But that really helped us, not in a sense of, well, the employees see the executives using it, so the employees are using it. Not really how that works, but it makes people work together better. It makes the priority of that go up a little bit, because when you have an international organization, especially one that is like actually divided into different companies like Teams is, that can be hard. That can be hard to get on the phone with somebody from another part of the world and say, here's this thing you're going to need to do for me, right? Here's this planning you need to do. Or worst, InfoSec, right? Who can put some holds on there as well. So I think it's planning, it's getting people excited, getting communications out effectively, executive sponsorship, and using them both at the same time. Again, that's the message of, I want them to be able to do it, not have to.
Right. And so when I presented the framework earlier, I closed it by saying you should always think forward, right? The operational thinking, right? So, I mean, now that you're on Teams and Teams only, it's kind of the what's next. Like, how are you keeping that momentum going and kind of planning ahead?
FedEx's next step for Teams is really, it's a combination of a lot of things, right? So we still have some work to do around automated governance. What I mean by that is, so we don't want people to have teams that have no owners. What if an owner left? I want to be able to see who those people are. Do we need to email them all the time? These are kind of things we need to figure out. Auto archival. Things that you can do within Teams, building apps, using forms, using Flow, right? Doing things that are more than just messaging and calling, right? Because Teams is a platform, right? So we're working on building upon that platform. We're working on some bots as well. Awesome. FedEx, we actually have an internal like keyword kind of system. So, if you want to get to, your HR portal or the weather page keyword, HR, keyword weather, we're integrating a bot into that so you can talk to it and it'll take you to those links. We're trying to build on it as a platform, because we went from, you can do the same things, but now we want to go from, Skype never was there, right? Here's Teams, here's the future, here's things that you can do upon it that are above and beyond what you were able to do before. And we were wondering, like, is it good to go just to Teams only, right? And there's pros and cons to all the different coexistence modes, right? I don't want to tell you have to, this is the only way, this is the best way to do it. It worked for us, and it was a bit validating when they announced the Skype for Business Online was being, retired. But there's a lot of ways to do it, and the best advice I can give is just don't panic, right? It's a daunting task. We had 90,000 users all over the globe. Don't panic, don't be afraid, get in there early, be excited about it. Be excited about it yourself, because if you're not excited about it, they're not going to be excited about it. And then just best of luck to you. It's been a great experience. It's worked so well, and I think it's going to work well for most people. I think that's what the reality is, because we looked at it, we said this is terrifying, right? And well, it worked. Whether it was serendipity or good planning on our part, I don't know, but here we are.
That's awesome. All right. Did you have any other questions?
Nope. I'm good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Anything else that you wanted to share before we wrap things up a little bit?
Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for having me, of course. Yep. This is a much bigger stage than I thought I'd be in when they said I was doing a breakout session. So I've been taking a lot of deep breaths backstage. But I appreciate the time. Have a great rest of Ignite. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Matthew. So just to wrap things up, so where do you go from here? So earlier I mentioned we really want to support you on this journey. So we have a lot of upgrade resources and assets and people that you can reach out to. So these are just some of the resources. Laszlo and I deliver some upgrade planning workshops, so you're welcome to join us. These are, we're actually doing some here for the, actually tomorrow will be the last day over in the Rosen Plaza. You can come over, stop by, and join us for those. But we also offer them ongoing online. So you can come and join us and talk to Laszlo about coexistence modes and interact with me about user readiness plans. We have this upgrade success kit, which is really a set of files. It's a zip file of communication templates and user surveys and project plans and pilot test plans. So download that. We're adding to it continually. So in another couple of weeks, there'll even be even more resources in there. So you can re-download it at any time. Online guidance, so our docs pages online, it's where we store all of our information, and there's lots of deep dive topics around your upgrade. And then we offer end user training. Our team delivers training for your end users. We have a class on switching from Skype for Business. So don't think that you have to take all of this on yourself. We have a lot of classes for your end users to get them onboarded.
Go back one. When I talked about earlier about which one is the session that I talk in an extended form about what are the capabilities, what are the journeys, I really only covered the default experience, the recommended experience, but come to the upgrade planning workshops where we talk about in more depth about how to do gradually, what are pros and cons, how you pick that journey. So highly recommend for coming to those.
Awesome. And we are 0.04 seconds over time. So thank you,
very
everyone.
much.
Thanks so much for joining. Have a good rest of your week at Ignite.